Let's do it.
What's it like going behind the scenes at NASA and seeing the original mission control room from the Apollo 11 launch and then touching a piece of the moon? Well, come with us and we'll show you. Let's see if we can dig it.
All right, y'all. Well, here we are at the Johnson Space Center here in Houston, and this is going to be an exciting tour.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This is basically NASA's headquarters. We're going to go see the historic mission control. We're going to go see some moon rocks. We're going to go see what they have to offer. Houston Space Center, I've always wanted to come here, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see it from the other side because we grew up in Florida. So we have the Space Coast over there. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do it over here in Houston.
All right, let's see if we can dig it. Here we go.
Let's do it.
So we just got into the Houston Space Center here. This is really awesome. Basically, it's one big circle, and there's lots of different things to do in each direction. We have a tram tour of the Historical Mission Control Center at 11:20, and you have to be there 15 minutes early. So we're following the signs to the tram tour, and we're gonna go check it out, and that'll be the first thing we do.
I feel like you're 8 years old. Like, I want to go explore everything. I want to look at the lunar rocks. I want to go on the tram tour. So
the fact that we get to go see mission control from like the actual like Apollo missions is just awesome.
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go see how much of this we can dig. All right, y'all. Well, this is the Food Lab Market and Eatery. Now, remind you, we are here really early. We got here just as the Space Center opened. So it's not real crowded. A lot of the eateries aren't opened yet, but it's a great opportunity to show you what it looks like before it really does get kind of crowded and people are eating and just kind of awkwardly filming them. You see here they have ground control coffee bar. Everybody needs some ground control first thing in the morning. And again, you can see reasonably priced, just like your average Starbucks, Caribou coffee. Good variety. They have a community kitchen. And again, mind you, the next couple hours this is going to be pretty packed, as you can imagine. But there is stuff available. Drinks, snacks, coffee. This is how you're going to go ahead and place your food orders. You're going to place it at the kiosk and pick up at the counter. These are the exhibits. It's kind of in a round fashion. We'll visit all the exhibits. Really neat. They have projections of space plane on the walls. It's really an immersive experience. And we have an astronaut hanging down, checking in on us. And right there to the left, up on the ceiling, they have some of the
space station?
Space station, or a piece of a space.
Yeah, I think it's the International Space Station.
Yeah, that's really interesting, or at least piece of it.
Yeah, a piece of it.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Very cool. This is the Orion. Wow, so this is like a simulation of what it's like in Orion, the space capsule, looking like with no gravity, clearly.
Yeah, that's cool. He's even got his iPad up there in space.
This is the SLS piece by piece. You can see here how this little piece up front was the Orion module, which is right behind us here. And you can see how all these other pieces detach from Orion itself. That's pretty cool. We've landed on Mars. We're on Mars. This section is called Mission to Mars, or Mission Mars, I should say, and it gives you information on all the possibilities of life on Mars, planning ahead, growing crops, where potential life forms could survive. Why? Why Mars? So,
Well, they also said more on the mission control tour that hopefully by the end of the 2020s, they plan on having a mission to Mars and putting people there.
yeah, it's very cool. That would be wild. Look at that, you can touch Mars, look at that. So this is an actual Mars meteorite. So you can actually touch the meteorite, and that is a piece of Mars. Touching Mars, that is so cool. That's so neat.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah. Ooh.
You want to quantify the risks. That's what's and they're both experts. It's like, who's right?
So look at this map of Mars. It tells you, based on what they know about Mars, where certain things like craters are, volcanoes, canyons. So as you can see by like the map and then the icons that they have, they kind of know where's a plane, where's a region, crater, volcano, canyon. That's really cool. Then it also shows you where the spacecrafts have been and then where the possible mission sites are. So North Pole, there's a canyon here, possibility, a crater over there. That's really cool.
We are returning to our mother planet of Earth. All right, y'all, we are going back to the moon.
All right, so we are now in the section called Welcome to Artemis, and this goes through NASA's current moon program. So this is a lot of what they're doing currently today and kind of what their upcoming missions are about. And this is a picture of the SLS space launch system carrying Orion launching that we just saw over there, the actual one over the replica in that section. This is really cool. So it looks like you can ask someone that works here a question, whether it be a scientist, an engineer, about the moon and going back and mission Artemis. I do have a question. Why haven't we gone back to the moon and landed there since Apollo? I do have that question. This is really cool. It tells you about all the engineers, the whole team, the scientists, psychologists, trainers, mission control teams, everyone that makes all of these missions possible. And this is really cool too. An actual astronaut suit here on display, which is really cool. I was hoping they'd have one we could like put on or something, but this is cool too. They have a place over here where you can design your own mission patch. So who's your crew? What's your mission? Design your own patch around that. That's really cool. Now this looks like to be an actual RS-25 rocket engine, which is pretty cool. So it looks like NASA used this type of engine for 30 years to boost Space Shuttle into orbit. And they selected this powerful and reliable engine to power such launches and future missions as well. So they use this for a very long time. It says that the power of the rocket is equivalent to more than 12 million horsepower, enough to push 10 giant aircraft carriers around the ocean at nearly 25 miles per hour. That is powerful. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we want to do the astronaut training facility tour after the historic mission control tour. So what we need to do is go to guest services and need to reserve a time for the astronaut training facility tour, even though it's free. So a little tip, even if you wanna go on some of the free tram tours, you still have to reserve a time. So make sure you do that at guest services. All right, so we were successful in getting some additional tickets for the additional tours, thanks to Jake at customer service or guest services there. But what I will say is these tours fill up fast. They only had 2 spots left for the astronaut training facility tour, and that's the last tram tour of the day at 4:10. So we're gonna see if we can make it. All right, y'all, so when it's your time for your tour, whether you purchase it or for one of the ones you pay for or one of the free ones, come back at that time, about 10 minutes before that time, and you're gonna get here in this line right here, and so that's where we're gonna go right now. All right, so we're getting on the tram to go to the historic Mission Control Center, and this is so cool because, again, this is where Apollo missions were actually controlled from. So it's pretty historic and pretty cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
We have plenty of signs to let you know where it is you exactly need to go.
My name is Becca. Our driver today is Bryce, and we're here to make sure that your visit to Mission Control at Johnson Space Center is fun, factual, and free from incident. In 1961, NASA was granted funding for a new field center that would eventually be known as the Lyndon B. Johnson Space Center. Now, as you can imagine, many cities were interested in becoming the heart of human spaceflight. NASA eventually selected Houston, Texas due to its established infrastructure, growing ship channel, and large engineering sector. This facility that you see here officially opened its doors on April 9th, 1965. The first flight controllers at JSC were eager to tackle the new task of sending humans into space. However, 1960s technology was very limited.
So as y'all can see, these trams are open. They're open sides, kind of open, lots of air coming in. So obviously they do say that tours can be canceled if there's inclement weather. So know that as well. If it's raining, storming, could be canceled and hot. So come prepared.
Ahead, and this is an active government facility equipped with cameras, so you don't need to worry about your items while you're upstairs. I am going to ask that you remain quiet both in the lobby and the stairwell. We will be one floor above the active ISS Mission Control Room.
All right, here we go, headed into mission control.
You guys are in for a real treat today. This is a National Historic Landmark. You're going into what's known as the VIP viewing room. This is where members of the press, dignitaries, and family members actually saw. You guys will be sitting in the very same seats where history occurred. So with that said, because of our National Historic Landmark requirements, any bags, backpacks, purses, those are not allowed upstairs, along with any kind of water bottles or beverages. So I need you to go ahead and bring those over here to the chairs, under the chairs.
But you must move all the way down to the very left-hand side of whatever row you. Yeah, that sounds a good idea.
Go. Guidance. Go. Control. Go. Telcom. Go. GNC. Go. Ecom. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're go for landing. Eagle Houston, you're go for landing. It's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind. The tremendous Apollo efforts initiated by President Kennedy. I think your personal dedication and professionalism displayed here at Mission Control have contributed very substantially to the posture that this country enjoys today in space exploration. As a personal expression of our gratitude for your help, your cooperation and tolerance over the years, General Phillips and Chet Lee and Tom McMullen and I have
All right, y'all. Well, we just turned back the clock and went to July 20th, 1969. We were in mission control here at NASA Houston, and we watched Apollo 11 land on the moon.
We got to see the POV from the room where everyone from press, dignitaries, astronauts, family, and friends came to sit and watch, even just to see how the astronauts were doing. What an awesome historical experience.
I mean, it's preserved to exactly how it looked in 1969, the day that that craft landed. It's just a phenomenal experience to sit in those seats that the family sat in, like Ryan said, see the original ashtrays on the back of the chairs. Just an experience beyond belief, especially if you're a history buff. This is awesome.
They just put $5 million worth of restoration in here to continue to preserve it for generations to come.
So that was our experience here at Mission Control, being mission operators for 45 minutes. We can definitely dig it. This was totally worth the experience.
All right, so quick update. We were gonna do the campus tour, but right now the rest of the tours are delayed due to the inclement weather. Like we said earlier, that can happen, and that is happening. It looks like rain is coming, so all tram tours are delayed until further notice. So hopefully we get an update soon and we can partake in the campus tour.
Yeah, we're gonna just kind of wander around in the interim, but being from the Tampa Bay area, we're used to afternoon rainstorms, so just stay the course and keep seeing what this Space Center has to offer.
All right, so now we're gonna go check out the International Space Station section, which has all the information about mission control and the information on International Space Station.
Science fiction. But the truth is, humans from 15 different countries have been orbiting the Earth on the ISS for over 20 years.
That's right. In fact, November 2nd, 2025 will mark 25 years of continuous human presence on the space station.
That's pretty awesome.
This is an actual spacewalking suit. It's really cool to see one of these things in person and to know that this is what they actually wear when they're in space. I wonder how heavy it is. I wonder if they tell you how much it weighs. I don't see it here, but I'd be interested to know that. I bet it's pretty heavy. Here's some typical NASA astronaut gear. To the right, you have the constant wear garment, which is basically what they wear for all of their kind of testing and different everyday work that they do. And then the orange one, which is typical things that you've seen in movies and TV shows like Armageddon and such. This is their launch and entry suit. So a little bit about the astronaut suit here. It's from 1969 in the Apollo 12 mission. This is an in-flight garment, so this isn't necessarily when they're out of the spacecraft on the space station center or the moon, but this is when they are in the actual space station or one of the vessels that go up. So in this section, they've got all sorts of gear, garb, and stuff from some of the space missions. This is an Apollo 11 astronaut uniform from astronaut Collins.
I am McLean, and I'm the commander of NASA's SpaceX Crew 10 mission to the International Space Station.
This is from Apollo 12, astronaut Conrad. And Apollo 7. Now this looks really cool. It looks like you can view Earth from above like the astronauts do. And John is already checking it out. How's it look?
Looks good, looking good.
This is very cool. So this is what the astronauts see when they are in the International Space Station. So POV. We have a POV of the International Space Station. That's pretty cool. It's a replica of America's first space station. Here are some of the, here's some of the space food. Freeze-dried food, drinks. We've got rye bread. You've got bananas. Those little circles are bananas. These are really old, obviously, but still. Even if they were fresh, probably not appetizing. We have a model of a module trainer from 1979, the docking module with Apollo Soyuz in there. There he is in the module. What a cool replica. These replicas here are so lifelike. Right behind us is an actual piece of the old space station from space. This is so cool. We're gonna get to walk through it and actually see inside of it.
It's from space, you said?
Joker today. All right, guys, so we're about to walk into a piece of America's first space station. And there's an astronaut currently experiencing zero gravity. This is really so neat though, as someone who really enjoys learning about space. Space was one of my favorite subjects in school as a kid. But this is really cool to actually be able to see inside America's first space station. This is really cool.
Bro's eating. Look at him. Why is he eating? Oh my goodness.
A sleep compartment. So it looks like where they would sleep in the space station. Waste management compartment. I'm sure we can all guess what that is up there. Oh, we've got another person. Could you imagine showering in a tube like that? It's the bike, how they got exercise in space. And here's the back pieces of America's first space station that we just walked through. It's so neat that they have these actual pieces of history of the actual space station. That is really cool. Here, Apollo 17 command module. This is a replica of the moon landing. How cool is this? This gives you a real life point of view of what it looked like up there. With the astronauts on the moon. And this is a look inside the Apollo 17 Commander module. All right, guys, John is opening the lunar samples vault. John, thank you so much for opening that. Now we can go see what some of these lunar samples look like.
I cracked it. We're in.
Thanks for cracking the code. Guys, you can touch the moon. You can touch the moon. That's so awesome. We touched Mars and then we touched the moon.
I did it.
Here are some of the different moon pieces they brought back from the different Apollo missions. Apollo 15, 16, and 17. So we've got a piece from the Apollo 15 mission in 1971. We've got two pieces from that mission. We've got one from Apollo 16 in 1972 and Apollo 17 in 1972. All right, so there's a simulator here and virtual reality. So we are going to try one of those. Those are both an additional cost. VR is 10, the simulator is 8. I think we're gonna try the simulator. All right, we are next. We're gonna try the Morphous simulator.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm
Morphous
excited
simulator.
to see.
Scale from 1 to 10, how excited?
About a 10.
Okay, that's very excited. Let's see what this is all about. Here we go on the Morphous simulator. see what this is all about. We're going to take you with us.
Mission control. We're going right here.
Three, two, one,
Instrumentation testing is a go. We are showing successful deployment.
Passing through the solar system, we see the perpetually active storm.
Prepare for near light.
All right, now we're going to go outside to Independence Plaza where we can check out and board the 747 and shuttle and also see a SpaceX rocket. Let's go check that out. All right, so this is Independence Plaza where you can go up and you can see a SpaceX rocket as well as board the 747 that they use to transport a lot of NASA equipment and people, as I talked about on the tour earlier. This is absolutely crazy that this plane actually carries different spacecrafts on top of it as it travels. That is absolutely insane. They did say on the tour that this plane or another version of it today is active, so it's really cool. And this is an example of how one of those 747 jumbo jets carries those shuttles and releases them. So we're gonna go up and check that out. Let's go. The fact that you can actually go up to these things and actually touch them and see them up close. I mean, I never thought I'd see the engine of a 747. I mean, that's pretty cool. All right, we're gonna get to walk through one of these space shuttles, obviously prefabricated for certain things, but we're gonna enter through the shuttle mid-deck here. This is the airlock room of the shuttle in here. Here's the very front of the actual space shuttle that's actually sitting on one of the old 747s. That is so cool that you can get so close and inside of them as well. That is just so neat. And this that we are entering now is the shuttle flight deck. So this is where, just like a pilot, you would see everything when you are in the cockpit, per se. All right, now we're going to enter the NASA 747. Check this out. This is an actual old 747 that NASA used to transport people and equipment.
No, it's not a game. It's not a game. No. No.
It's one of the strangest sights in all of aviation. A 747 airline.
Can't go upstairs.
165,000-pound space shuttle. Who dreamed up this remarkable partnership?
It's really interesting to stand inside a 747 with it cleared out.
Of returning the shuttle to its home base. His name was John.
A little bit behind the stress test of carrying the shuttle on top of the plane.
In space is the fact that you're in a very hostile environment. You have to protect the crew member when they're outside on space walks, but also you have to keep track.
All right, guys, so that is our day and our time here at Houston Space Center, NASA Mission Control.
Yeah, definitely. Johnson Space Center was really worth every dime we paid to come in. This is a really great place for families, if you're by yourself, for groups. There were so many school groups here today. We were here on a Friday. Very educational. It's just very interactive. It's so interesting and fun.
Yeah, a lot of different exhibits, a lot of hands-on stuff. You could touch the moon, you can touch a piece of Mars.
Yep.
Honestly, highly recommend if you're in Houston, come visit. Such a good time. Not that expensive. The tours aren't expensive. Unfortunately, there was some inclement weather earlier. Couldn't take the second tram tour that we wanted to. So, you know, that's bound to happen here in these southern states with the weather. But all in all, fantastic time.
Yeah, this is really a great time, like Ryan said. If you get a chance to get out there, I said it before, to touch history and see the original mission control where they did the moon landing for Apollo 11 was just absolutely historic and very nostalgic. Very, very cool. So we definitely can dig it here at the Johnson Space Center. Hopefully, if you get a chance to be in this part of Texas, you get a chance to come out here and check out the Houston Johnson Space Center.
And if you like this video and can dig it, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe. It really helps our channel grow and we really appreciate it. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers, y'all.